Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are looking at something deeply unsettling. We're going to analyze the raw transcript of a children's cartoon called Halloween Train, which was originally uploaded by an account called Toy Factory. Now, on the surface, this is your standard, brightly colored, heavily algorithmic October content. But let me tell you, when you strip away those flashy visuals and actually read what the characters are saying, you uncover this surreal, absolute existential nightmare. It's a fascinating, kind of terrifying look at what happens when digital content generation goes completely off the rails. And today, we're going to break down exactly how bizarre this whole shebang gets.
Because this source material is wonderfully fragmented and honestly just nonsensical, we're going to use this strict agenda to anchor our sanity before diving into the madness. We'll hit 1. Arrival at the unknown, 2. The existential dread, 3. Forced algorithmic joy, 4. The holiday time distortion, and 5. Confronting the invincible enemy.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, Arrival at the Unknown.
So you open up this transcript, right? And literally the very first thing you hit is this one incredibly desperate question, what is this place? And this exact phrase is repeated constantly throughout the text. It essentially serves as an existential anchor for characters who have suddenly just been dropped into the void. Think about how incredibly jarring that is. In a normal cartoon, characters know who they are, they know where they live, but here, they don't know how they got on this train, they have no idea where it's going, and they're just constantly looking around, asking the universe itself, what is this place? It sets a tone of immediate, profound displacement right out of the gate.
And you might be wondering, who exactly is asking this question? Well, out of nowhere, this totally bizarre, randomly generated cast of characters just appears to navigate the chaos. The transcript suddenly drops names like Gary, James, Davis, Maria, Amy, Harry, David, and the highly mysterious Goldman. There's no introduction, no world building whatsoever, just these digital entities blinking into existence, greeting each other with a casual, "Hi, Davis," or "Let's go, Gary," while simultaneously being completely and utterly lost.
That brings us to Section 2, the existential dread. Now, what's really fascinating and frankly terrifying about this transcript is the sheer unadulterated panic these characters are expressing in what is supposedly this happy little cartoon. The dialogue is just heavily punctuated with desperate screams. Quotes like, "I don't want to die," "don't come," and "go away" appear completely out of thin air. It reveals this hidden layer of profound peril that these characters are experiencing, which is entirely at odds with the bright aesthetic you'd normally expect from this kind of media.
And the repetition of these pleas, it creates this unbelievable grinding psychological tension. If you read the raw text, it's just a barrage. Help me, go away, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. It's an endless loop of pure survival instincts kicking in against some unseen threat. The characters are literally trapped in a constant state of fleeing, just frantically begging for their lives over and over again.
So, looking at the flow, the passengers are actually trapped in this continuous, bizarre, three-step psychological cycle. Step 1 is total confusion, where they're asking, what is this place? Step 2 dives straight into utter terror, screaming, "Don't kill me!" And then, inexplicably, they hit Step 3, unexplainable joy.
Which pivots us perfectly into Section 3, forced algorithmic joy.
The emotional whiplash here is honestly off the charts. This brilliantly illustrates the jarring outbursts of algorithmic joy directly juxtaposed against their desperate pleas for survival. I mean, in one breath, they're living a terrified reality, crying, "Don't kill me" and "help me." And in the exact next breath, they're exclaiming, "Wow, beautiful," and "We are having fun." The tones collide instantly. It's a constant dizzying back and forth throughout the entire transcript. Literally, right after screaming for their lives, a character will abruptly just state, "Wow, beautiful, excellent, check this, it's awesome." It feels so unnatural. It's as though a master algorithm is violently overriding their terror with mandatory family-friendly dialogue just to appease some invisible audience. It's like a rogue script is desperately trying to keep the video monetizable, literally forcing these cheerful buzzwords into the mouths of terrified characters to keep the show going.
All right, let's move on to Section 4, the holiday time distortion.
As if the emotional whiplash wasn't enough, the way this transcript warps reality is almost hilarious. The setting itself is entirely unstable. At second 1, they're shouting, "Happy Halloween," but literally 15 seconds later, right in the middle of the screaming and that forced joy we talked about, someone cheerfully declares, "Merry Christmas." The timeline simply collapses. They jump from Halloween directly to Christmas in the exact same breath. proving that on this train, seasons, holidays, and chronological time have completely lost all meaning.
And finally, our surreal narrative reaches its climax in Section 5, confronting the invincible enemy.
Out of the chaos of Merry Christmas and Wow Beautiful, we finally get a glimpse of what has been causing all the screaming in the first place. We get this chilling, highly specific warning: the enemy's bigger than you can imagine. It completely recontextualizes the entire transcript, dropping the characters right back into pure survival mode, delivered with the gravitas of a psychological thriller.
We then get this incredible, hopeless exchange in the text. One character asks in an absolute panic, "Is he invincible?" And the response they get is just a cold, flat, absolute yes. The absolute certainty of that yes is striking, and this is immediately followed by a despairing, "how would one," that just trails off, interrupted by a sudden, "what are you doing?" The enemy is insurmountable, and the characters learn they are totally, utterly powerless.
But then, suddenly, the mysterious Goldman, a character we still know absolutely nothing about, steps up. Out of nowhere, the transcript feeds us this line, narrated almost like a novel. "Prepare yourself," Goldman said. Who is Goldman? Why is he the only one who understands what's happening? We have no clue. But in the face of this invincible, unimaginable enemy, Goldman acts as this unexpected authority figure, the only one commanding them to stand their ground.
And right amidst the fighting and the running, a brief moment of introspection interrupts the chaos. One character pauses and asks, "Did we really do the right thing?" It's this wild flash of profound self-awareness. They're essentially questioning the very script they're being forced to act out. It's a fleeting moment where the algorithm seemingly questions its own parameters, bringing a brief second of deep introspection before plunging right back into the digital madness.
But, of course, that self-awareness doesn't last long. The transcript ends on this incredibly abrupt, disjointed note, perfectly encapsulating that continuous cycle of digital chaos we've been tracking. "Killing me, yes. Oh, wow. You." It slams together the lethal threat, the forced exclamation of wow, and then it just stops. It doesn't resolve, the script simply glitches out and dies, leaving the characters trapped in those lines of code forever.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought to ponder the next time you find yourself scrolling through the bizarre depths of internet culture. When we look at the raw data of what is being fed to audiences, the wild swings from terror to joy, the complete collapsing of time, the invincible unseen enemies, you kind of have to wonder, right? Are we all just passengers on an endless, nonsensical algorithmic train? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating, chaotic transcript with me today. Keep asking those big questions, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.